New York is the place to be for bagels, and everyone has their favorite spot. I'm Henry Rosoff, and I love bagels. And now I'm trying every bagel I can get my hands on, one schmear at a time, and seeing how they stack up. Join me on my quest for New York's best bagel. And welcome back into the Pix 11 Streaming Center. I am indeed Henry Rosoff, and I am searching for New York's best bagel. I want to thank you once again for coming along for this ride of mine, this personal quest, if you will. If you have a bagel, as always, go ahead and email us, bestbagel@pix11.com, bestbagel@pix11.com. I've actually gotten quite a few recommendations lately, so I really appreciate all of you watching at home. As we've done for the last few episodes, we're going to get to the bagels faster, and without further ado, we are reviewing Best Bagel and Coffee right in the heart of Midtown. Let's get the bag in. Let's get the bagel cam going, and let's unwrap this. You know, anytime I hear about a bagel shop in Midtown, I'm skeptical. I feel like there's a glut of highly mediocre, just okay bagels. They certainly did better than okay on the amount of napkins that they gave me. Who do they think I am over here? Let's start with our everything bagel. We'll take a quick look. We'll go over the rules. I'll show you a picture of the shop, which was founded in 2009. Here is our everything bagel. Get a good look at the seed coating, a good amount on both sides. And I'll break it open and show you the sandwich with the scallion cream cheese inside. I have to say, it's pretty light on the cook. I'm happy with the seed coverage, but light on the cook at first blush. Let's go ahead and show you the shop first. I think that's probably, if I could find the picture button. There it is, Best Bagel and Coffee, founded in 2009. Again, skeptical of anything from Midtown, but this one came highly recommended, and we'll have to see. Going over the rules real quick before we get into our first bite. We're scoring everything on a scale of 1 to 10 bagels. We'll be here in Midtown for this location. We're going to Astoria, Queens a little bit later. We get the everything bagel with the scallion cream cheese. We get a plain bagel for ripping and tearing. And we do untoasted because we're carrying this stuff across town. I'm already making a mess here. Where's my bagel cam? There we go. You can see me. Let's get open the plain and take a quick look to see if we maybe have a better, darker cook on the plain, which we do. There's the plain bagel. Looks like it could be a nice balance on the inside. A slightly better cook. I'll show you the everything, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. Definitely a better cook on the plain bagel than the everything bagel. The everything's what we mainly score here. We're doing a new thing I want to show you before I take my first bite. I feel like the best way to compare bagel size is head size. You'll see why in a moment. I got a huge bagel for this second bagel that we're trying. This one's a little bit smaller, but it's still pretty big. Let's get in and have that first bite. Best Bagel and Coffee. Good, strong flavors. Definitely didn't really get a bite there. Not as good with the seasoning or the cook. But I like the flavor in the, let's get the bagel cam back up. I like the flavor of the fresh scallion cream cheese, which you can see there. A good mix of the different seeds. I see sesame, poppy, maybe onion and garlic. Hard to, let me get another nibble. Yeah, it's a nice flavor, but I'm just not getting that bite on the outside that I like to see. Let's dig into this everything bagel, which again is cooked much nicer. I am liking the density on the inside there. Now I bite too much. Make a fool of myself. Coffee is key. It's okay. Probably a little too fluffy on the inside, if I'm being totally honest. I want to take a little bit of a nibble here on this one to see if the cook is a bit better. It looks better. No, still no crunch. Do the old crunch test. A little bit on the bottom. That's where you're getting that. On the top, nada. So yeah, one more bite to take a look at this. Just give you one more look, and then I think we're going to render a score. Yeah, I am unfortunately unhappy to announce that that the reputation I feel like in Midtown to serving predominantly tourists and commuters on the go that don't really have time to enjoy, like, a really, really nice bagel. This kind of lives up to that. Nothing offensive about it. But, I feel like this is a 6.5. This is a 6.5. And again, if you have a bagel to recommend, best bagel and coffee, 6.5. We're going to lose that on my scoreboard. If you have a bagel to recommend, best bagel at Pix11, best bagel at Pix11.com. When we return, we are going to go ahead and visit Astoria, Queens. I did a tasting out in the field. There's a Seinfeld reference. You're going to want to stick around, and we will see you back in just a moment. And welcome back to the Pix11 Streaming Center. I am Henry Rosoff. Cheers to you. Thank you once again for joining me on my quest to find New York's very best bagel. We're going back to Queens for this tasting. I found myself by a highly recommended location while I was reporting in the field just the other day, and that location would be Between the Bagel. Let's go ahead and check out my visit with a very special reference to a program you've generally grown up with right here on Pix11. All right, so I just left Between the Bagel in Astoria, Queens. Here is the bag. Let's get right to the bagel review. I'll also be telling you a little bit about this shop, which opened just before the pandemic, I'm told. I believe I have the plain bagel right here. Yes, indeed. This is the plain bagel. I like the cook. I lost a piece of it. It's on the floor. It's done. But I like the cook on this plain bagel. Oh, they quartered it. I told her that's why I lost it. They cut it in quarters for me. I suppose this will make the ripping and tearing a little bit easier. Let me get a handy-dandy napkin here and set this on the dash here, and let's get into the everything bagel first. Founded right before the pandemic, really known for sort of Korean fusion, big bagels stuffed with everything and big sandwiches, including bulgogi. But we came for our standard issue everything bagel with the scallion cream cheese, and it is a big bagel. In fact, we'll look at the seed covering here and look at it compared to my head. I would say we give this one a head rating of half a head size. It's a big, big bagel with a lot of cream cheese. And let me set this one down as well. And without further ado, let me try not to shove a bite so big into my face that I can't talk to you. Nice, really nice flavor. What I like is it's a huge bagel. And yeah, more napkins. Sometimes when you get a huge bagel, such as this, you don't get a nice dense inside to match it. And that's not the case here. In fact, I bet you if I do my little rip test into my plain, yeah, really nice consistency here. Very good. Scallion cream cheese tastes good, not great. This off 30th Avenue in Astoria, and was recommended for big bagel sandwiches. We know we just review bagels here, but this is a really tasty, interesting bagel here. Let me get one more bite on this everything. A little bit of that outside crunch. A solid cook, I would say. Let me compare. This is the outside of the plain and the outside of the everything. And a little bit darker on the top here. Let me get a top piece. There you go. So there's another good look at the bagel here. I'm very impressed. Again, we're not really getting their signature. Kind of an old school vibe inside, even though they're relatively new shop. There's some signs with some attitude hanging on the wall. As an added bonus, because I am in the field in Astoria reporting for the news right now, we pulled up on a block to shoot a story, and my photographer told me that we are actually right next to the George Costanza house from Seinfeld, which is which just made me kind of laugh. So you can go ahead and check out the family home of George Costanza nearby after you go ahead and pick up a bagel from Between the Bagel over on 30th Avenue. I think now it's time for a score. So yeah, I would have liked the seed covering to be a bit better. The cook is very good, but not great, but that would be pretty nitpicky. I do have to take it down a notch because they didn't put the seating on the bottom. A really, really huge bagel. So for this big, beautiful bagel, I'm torn between a 7.5 and an 8. And I know I gave out an 8 last week, but oh man, oh man, oh man. I would say this is an 8. This is an 8 over in Astoria, Queens. And Between the Bagel, there you have it. So that was my visit to Between the Bagel, and I really appreciate all of you joining me once again on my quest to find New York's best bagel. Again, if you want to recommend a bagel, that's bestbagel at pix11.com. The recommendations have becoming fast and furious. I've got a couple Long Island stops planned. I've got a couple Bronx stops planned. It's the one borough we haven't gotten to just yet, so we will continue trucking on through, showing you different shops, showing you the landmarks by those shops, even if they're just stuff from my favorite sitcom television show. Well, that'll do it for this edition of New York's Best Bagel. I am Henry Rosoff. Cheers to you. Thank you once again for joining me here, and you go ahead and have a great day.